Good afternoon, everyone. We are back with our second installment of my Minecraft Survival Let's Play featuring the Yao Modpack. Today, we have a few items on our agenda which consist of making a pathway leading to the quarry and the oil pump which I set up in between episodes, making improvements to the quarry, and attempting an operational distiller for said oil. Let's get into it. Alright. Let's get to bed. You don't want it to be night outside. The creepy crawlies will get you. Alright. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about when I say I wanted to make a path to the quarry. So over here, I've decided to set up camp. What? Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. I've set up camp inside of a village that I found. This is my main house here. I've set up a mine shaft right here, and I have a small house here set up for enchanting. Alright. So this is the main area which I stay at. And the area to the quarry and the oil pump is this way, which the terrain is pretty rough, and I don't have a convenient way of getting back and forth. As there's a ravine here, there's poisonous water. This water somehow yep, I fell in. So you can see what it does. Okay, so we're going to have to take care of this kind of stuff. Take care of this, the ravine, and a nice little pathway over here. And while we are here, let me show you guys what I did in between episodes. So at first, I tried making this pattern, like this staircase going all the way up to the top to the main source block, and setting up a pump. Well, the arm underneath the pump would never protrude out and go through the center of this. So I ended up settling and just coming down here to the bottom and setting it up right here. So it's super simple. I decided for right now just to have a pump, a redstone engine connected to that pump, and a lever which I can turn on and off to pump the oil. And the oil is going to travel into an inner tank that I have set up just for oil at this point. So later we can take a look at utilizing this in the making of a distiller and distilling this for, I'm hoping, a little bit better of a fuel source. And also in between episodes on my quarry, I added 2 more sets of chests here. And I want to improve the pipes here, make them gold or better so the items can transport through it quicker. Add some sorting into it, as you can have a diamond transport pipe that lets you sort things out, and a void transport pipe which lets you destroy things. So things that I don't have a use for, such as cobblestone or dirt or gravel, so on and so forth, I can destroy those before they fill up these chests. I only want to keep useful stuff such as ores, coal, etc. So we're going to try to look at sorting that out. And possibly make improvements to these engines. Instead of having the Stirling, we might do combustion engines. We'll just see how that goes. But let me get started on this pathway. And I'll get back with you guys in a few. Just wanted to give you guys an update. So I made this little pathway area. Well, it'll soon be a pathway that goes around this farm. And I have started a staircase here that I like the layout of. I've started filling in several of these holes where the poisonous water is, and I'm about to start on the ravine. When I make some more progress and some headway, and this starts coming together a little bit more, I'll get back with you guys and show you the progress. Alright, well guys, I just finished up the pathway leading down to the quarry and the oil pump, so why don't we check it out? So here's the house. Oh, actually, one second, let me take a nap real quick. Okay, fantastic. All right, let's go check it out, guys. So here's the front of the house, the area that goes around the farm. We have this cobblestone pathway leading down. And as you guys can see, I've done quite a bit. We set up a bunch of great wood trees around this pathway. We lit it with these fence posts with black wool and torches on them to mimic the ones that are naturally spawning inside of the village. Little pathway here. And I actually utilized the great wood from these trees to make the stairs, to make it a little more natural looking than stone. So we have this pathway here, and it actually branches it off. So this pathway leads back towards the other side of town. This pathway kind of curves around and goes towards the quarry, but we could also use this for something else later. The main path here that I will be taking goes right over here next to the oil pump. Comes up here. Boom. We're over here next to the quarry. It's beautiful. I think it turned out really, really good. I'm happy. I don't consider myself to be an extremely good Minecraft builder, but I think with the trees and everything, it looks really good. It looks kind of like fairy tale, magical. I like it. It looks really good. So the next thing on the agenda is I'm going to make some improvements to the quarry. I'm going to swap out some of the slower cobblestone piping for gold piping. I'm going to add a little sorting system into it, and a section where it can destroy items that I don't really want to have to collect and deal with in large amounts. So I'll get started on that, and I'll see you guys back shortly. So I just finished up overhauling the pipe system, if you will, coming out of the quarry. So what I did, let me try to explain this to you. The pieces that were cobblestone, they are much slower of a travel speed than the golden transport pipe. So I ripped all the cobblestone pipes out and replaced them with golden transport pipes. And halfway through here, I put a diamond transport pipe. What that allows you to do is to filter out items, if you will. And this void transport pipe, anything that goes into it gets destroyed. And as I don't really want right now cobblestone or dirt, you see this section right here that's white that goes into the void transport pipe that branches off of the diamond one. I have that set here. Well, it's actually a light gray on here. The cobblestone and the dirt. So that means anytime cobblestone or dirt passes through here and enters the diamond transport pipe, it automatically goes here to the void and gets destroyed. Everything else follows on through and gets deposited. And if you guys are wondering what this is, normally it connects. This pipe would also connect right here. It's just how it works. This is a pipe plug. That way things don't pass through, go up here, and somehow might make their way back into the void and get destroyed. Things that I don't want to get destroyed. So I put a plug there just to be on the safe side. And yeah, it's working great. So I think the next thing that I might work on is swapping out these Stirling engines for, let me check here, I believe they are combustion engines, if I am not mistaken. Yes, they are. So these 4 Stirling engines, they're sufficient, but as you can see, they're relatively slow. I mean, with such a large area such as this, it takes a long time. I'm trying to make some serious progress, get a lot of ores, and really start beefing up how much stuff that I have. So in order to do that, I need to make this quarry faster. The only issue with combustion engines are, unlike these, which never really overheat, the combustion engines do. So you have to actively cool them. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking this oil and pumping it into the combustion engines as a source of fuel. And also I'm going to set up a water source somewhere close by, and I'll have a pump on that, and I can pump the water over to actively cool the engines. That way I'm getting oil into them and water into them at the same time. It should speed this up a lot. It should make it much, much better. So I think that's what I'm going to get started on. Let's get started on that. And here we are. We have finished up. Kind of. So let me walk you guys through what I've done. So I ripped out the old Stirling engines and replaced them with combustion engines. And like I previously stated, combustion engines need water and a fuel source. The fuel source is naturally to power it, and the water is to keep it cool, because you do not want these to overheat. Okay? And as you can see, the improvements to the pipe is fantastic. They are moving very quickly. And if we take a look over the edge here, you can see the Quarry is running much, much better. Okay. Let me run over here real quick and let me run over here real quick and I'll go to sleep. That way it'll be nice and bright for you guys, and then I'll show you the rest of it. Alright, and now we're back. So let me walk you guys through this. So I showed you earlier the pump here for the oil. So I added an extra redstone engine, so I have two of them on there pumping into an inner tank. And I changed this for one black to signify oil. My first oil related inner tank. Okay, and then I also set up an infinite water source here. And if you don't know how to make an infinite water source, it's a 2x2. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 deep. You place a bucket in one corner, and then a bucket in the opposing corner. Alright, so in that infinite water source, I have a pump going into an inner tank. This one I have set for black, black, and white, which coincides with this one. This is pumping the water into all of the engines to keep the temperature down, or at least attempting to. They seem to be heating up quite a bit. I'll keep an eye on that. And then the oil from this is being transported right here. And I also need to expand these tanks and make them bigger. I might move this stuff into a house because this is starting to become a little unsightly. But I just wanted to get the foundation laid today. And I think we've done that. And I think this is all that I'm going to do in this episode. Next episode, we might actually begin work on a distiller where we could distill this oil. And I believe it gives you gaseous fuel and like heavy oil or something. But we'll check. We'll look into that. Don't worry about that. We will check that out and see what we can do with that. I also heard that the pack that it came from, the distiller, is Buildcraft, and they updated it. It used to be Buildcraft Distiller was an all-in-one kind of thing. From what I have been seeing, it appears it's kind of complex now. So we will definitely take a stab at that, and I will try to sort that out. But as for now, everything's looking good. We have our Quarry running much faster. Awesome. And as always, if you liked today's episode, be sure to like, subscribe, that way you stay up to date with my videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one.